Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. I want to say a big thank you to my old subscribers, and also if this is your first time in this channel, I want to say a very big thank you to you. I appreciate. Okay, so today's tutorial is going to be about the lace gown cut together sleeve that I made. I have the video here that I made before, and I marked on the fabric. I marked directly on the fabric. I not have pattern. I didn't make pattern for it, so I marked directly on the fabric. And after marking, I watched the video and I noticed that the lace, the markings was not visible enough. Okay, and I decided on making a video, a tutorial on how it was marked and how it was also cut by using a piece of paper to do the illustration. Okay, and I believe if you watch it, it's going to be more clearer to you. Okay, before we continue, I want to say please subscribe to this channel and then share it, and also do not forget to uh turns up the notification bell, turn on the notification bell, so that anytime I upload a new video you will be notified. Okay, thank you. So without wasting much of your time, let's move right into the video. I want to use this paper to show you how I marked on that lace material. So the first thing I did was that I drew a straight line like you are seeing. Let me just show you how I marked it so that even when you watch it you'll be able to understand. So I measured bust point. Let's assume that this is bust point. You mark the bust point like that. Then I measure the waist. So let's assume that this is the waist. This is the waist. Okay. So I drew it straight, and then here also. Then here is the chest line, like 2 inches. I place the tape here and I measure 2 inches up above. So like so. So what I did again is that I located at the edge. This area is the edge of the lace. The etiage. Here is the etiage, this angle. This place is where the two edge meet together. So at that particular area you come down 1.5. So I came down 1.5, mark it there. Then neck point I used 4.5. I used 4 inches, but I later made it 4.5. Okay, I mark it like so. Then and I mark 8 inches for the neck depth. So let's assume that this is neck depth 8 inches. Let's assume this is 8 inches. So what I did now is that I connected it. I connected the neck. Is a V neck. I connected it like so, and I added half-inch sewing allowance. Okay, half-inch sewing allowance like so. So what I did is that I connected that point at the edge of the lace that I came down 1.5. I connected it back to the neck. Okay, so and I place the shoulder measurement. For shoulder measurement I place down is 8 inches. 8 one, 1/4. Okay, plus half-inch. Okay, but there's no need of half-inch because it's cut together sleeve. So we just mark 8 8 1 yeah, 8 1/4. Okay, so then from that particular point I measured down 12 inches for the armhole depth 12 inches. So here is the 12 inches. Okay, so and I came on that particular place I marked as 12 inches. Okay, let me just mark it like this so you'll be able to understand. So at that particular point I marked bust measurement divided by 4, and I place it down like so. This is bust measurement divided by 4. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Divided by 4, and then I mark it also on this bust line. Okay, Then on the waist, I didn't add any allowance here. Oh. I did not add any allowance. The only thing is that I added to 8, that is 1/4 for freedom. I added 1/4, 1/4 for freedom. But sewing allowance, I did not add sewing allowance because this is cut together sleeve. So on the waistline, waist is 9:38, that is 9.5. So I measured 9.5 and I added, okay, this is 9.5, and I added 1 inch sewing allowance, and then I added 1 inch ease allowance, and also, okay, I think it was 3/4. I added 3/4 ease allowance, and I added 1 inch sewing allowance. I hope you can see it. So remember, from here I'm supposed to measure 8 inches down for hip. We locate our hip 8 inches. This is the 8 inches. Let me mark it out. 8 inches. So, and I put down the hip divided by 4. Hip 44 is 11. 11, I put down 11, and I added half inch ease allowance, half inch, and I now add 1 inch sewing allowance. I hope you can see it. 1 inch sewing allowance. So we are going to connect all the point together like so. Just connect it like so. So just take it straight like that. Then from here, you just take it. Okay, we have to measure knee length. So the knee length I'm using here, I use the knee length for that client was I think 24, but I came up 20 inches. So here is the knee length. Make sure you mark the knee length. I place it down here. Everything I have here, I put it down here, but I remove 1 inch. I deducted 1 inch. I deducted 1 inch. So I connected it back to here. Okay. Then the last thing I did was that I extended it out. I extended it out like so. I extended it out. I hope you can see what I am doing. I extended it out. This is how I marked it. Then I shaping the down part like so to come back to the original length. So then for the sleeve, I I I connected from here. From here, I drafted the hip. So you can extend your own as much as you want. So I drafted the hip, the sleeve like so. This is how I made it. I did it. Okay. So if I'm to cut now, and remember that I added half inch sewing allowance at the shoulder. I added half inch sewing allowance at the shoulder before cutting. So, and the back, I came down for the back segment. I came down because it has to be the same, but the only difference is that the neck is not the same thing. So what you do is to come. I came down 2 inches, 2 inches. I think 2.5. I came down and I connected it back to this place, and then I remember I explained, I told you that being that this thing is going to have the zip at the back, because I folded the front and the back the same way. I did not leave any sewing allowance, any zipper allowance. I did not. The way I folded this one is still the same way I folded that one. The back pattern, the back the back segment. Okay, I did not extend, and I did not have any extension for zipper allowance. No, I didn't. The same way I folded this one, so I placed it equal the same way. So what I did was that I added the same 1 inch I could have added to the back zip. I added it here after I had gotten the measurement, that is the waist divided by 4, the 1/4 of it, and I added 1 inch to it. I added 1 inch to it. That is why I came up. That is why I I was able to insert the zip. So you understand. Let's assume that, let me bring another paper. So let's assume that normally, normally when you're drafting, for the back, you have to leave zipper allowance, like so, like so. You leave zipper allowance for the back. But because I want the ATIJ to be equal, I did not have, I did not leave any sewing allowance. So I placed everything, both of the front and the back, I placed them equal, like you are seeing. No any zipper allowance here, because I want the ATIJ to be the same, to be in the same place. If I had extended it, if I had left zip allowance for the zip, the ATIJ will not be equal with the front, the front fabric, the front one. So for them to be equal, I shifted it to be equal, and added 1 inch sewing allowance at the front. Okay, that 1 inch I added it to the front, so that if I remove it from the back, it will not affect the measurement. Okay, so the next thing now is to cut it out. Okay, remember I told you at the back you use 2 inches for depth, 2 inches depth, and also um um 4 okay, I use 4 in the front. So at the back, I use 4.5 in the front. So at the back, I'm going to use 5.5, because of that zipper allowance. Once I remove 1 inch, it will still become 4.5 that I have in the front. I hope you understand. So that is it. So I'm going to cut it. This is just the way I drafted it on that fabric. It's just this way. So you just follow it and then cut. This is how I did it on the front fabric. So just like this, no any difference. So here, this is the sleeve. This is the sleeve. Zipper, sewing allowance. Here is the back. This is the back. That is, you are cutting the back, you follow this neck. So after you have cut the back, then you now cut the front. Because I'm using one paper, that's why I'm showing you. So here is the front, the front for the neck. So here is the sleeve. So what you do is just to place this one and the back. After you have inserted your zip, you need to put your zip. So you slash the back on open. The back is going to be like this, also like this. The back is going to be like this if you remove it. So but the back, you slash it open. You're going to slash it open like that. Okay, and then of course the neck is going to be different, higher a bit than this. So after you have inserted your zip at the back, what you will now do is to open it up. When you open it, it's going to be like this. Then you sew it. Remember, if you are designing your own front, you design it before you join it to the back. Okay, so after you are done stitching at this particular place, when you are sewing, when you're sewing, you have to follow it like this, and when you get to where you added the allowance, you follow the allowance that you added, like so. So by this edge, at this particular place, when you're for it to be able to relax, what you do is to notch here a bit. When you notch here a bit, you'll be able to open, easy for you to for it to be open, like I'm doing. If you didn't notch it, it's not going to be open. It's very hard for it to be open, even though it's a free sleeve. Okay, so that is it. That's the way I mark it on the fabric. So in case if you don't understand, now I've done illustration on how I got to how I marked and then cut that lace gown that you saw. Thank you, and please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Please don't forget. Do not forget, it really means a lot to me. Do not forget. And then don't forget to also turn on the notification bell so that once I upload a new video, you will receive signal or you'll be notified that. So thank you, and then God bless you. Bye.